Anyway, talking about managers, on Tuesday we come up against another fiery manager.
Diego.
Right? Yeah, right. Diego Simeone and Atletico Madrid. One of my mates said to me yesterday, he's a United fan, he goes, could possibly be the most boring game in the Champions League because both of you play a boring style. It's very insulting, right? But we're very strong defensively and, good strong defensive setup. They're also known for that as well. How do you see this game going? Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid. Of course, perfect record for Arsenal so far in the Champions League. Playing at home. Atletico need to get going in this. I think they've only got 3 points so far. Or they have started picking things up. How do you see it going, Lee?
I don't know about you, but going to Fulham, I was nervous and all that. Like this one, I'm a little bit more relaxed because there's the jeopardy is not so bad. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can afford to draw a game here and there. You know what I mean? Where I don't think we can in the Premier League at this moment in time. So I'm quite looking forward to this game, like a little bit more relaxed, and I think that may help us a little bit, So listen, I think it's going to be a tough game. I think they're a little bit more creative this season than what they have been in the past. And I don't know why that is. Maybe there's certain players that they've got that now that they didn't have. But I think it'd be a good game. It's a good test for us, this one. I think it's a good test. I think that
they're fourth in La Liga at the moment.
Yeah, so we played Bilbao, who were probably like 10th or whatever, so it's a step up from Spanish opposition. I'm looking forward to this. Is what the Champions League is about. Playing the good teams and the best teams. And listen, we've had more success with the other half of Madrid than this one. You know what I mean? So I'd like to see put it right a little bit, Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, what should he do with his team selection? Would you make changes, big changes?
It's hard, isn't it? Because we only played a couple of days ago, so he might need to rotate a little bit, but I don't think he can make wholesale changes.
If you're picking a team Tuesday, what changes you make?
I think you could change maybe Trossard, maybe bring Martinelli in on the left. Yeah. I think you could possibly bring Lewis Skelly in maybe. I don't think you can make many changes, to be honest, just because of the quality of the opposition. I think it's also a great test for Arteta as well, to go against Simeone. He's a real dog of a manager, and I remember Gary Neville on the overlap said when he was at Valencia, he felt like Simeone chewed him up and spat him out on the touchline with all his antics and stuff. So, like Lee says, I don't think Atletico are as defensive as they used to be. So I don't think it will be like some 0-0. Yeah. I think we'll actually see a few goals in the game. You look at Alvarez form and Griezmann and players like that, and like you said, they've started slow. So they could probably do with trying to beat us. So I think we've got a good chance.
I want us to go for it. I think purely for the fact Europa League, Atletico Madrid, Griezmann doing a silly Fortnite dance in front of our fans after Mustafi's on the floor, Koscielny's kicking at his face. I think we're owed a bit of revenge for the fans that are in that stadium. But as you said about Atletico, I think they've conceded 10 goals in 9 games this season in the league. So they're not the Atletico that we might think they are. They've definitely picked up in the last 4 or 5 games. I think they had a good result against Real Madrid. And like you said, Julian Alvarez, what a player. I think even Guardiola said something in his conference the other day that he was like, wow, I wish we had him still right now. It's a shame that he had to go. He is looking like an incredible set pieces, on the ball, off the ball. I think he's that Champions League type player where if the game's dead at 60th minute, he could just pop up and score. But when it comes to the team selection, I think we're at home. I think Atletico will respect us. I think they'll come and sit back and play their game. So when it comes to our team selection, I would like to see a bit more creativity in that midfield maybe. Maybe that Eze stays, but I do see him putting Merino in the midfield for this one. Just I think Spanish opposition.
Marino instead of Eze?
I think he'll put Merino in. I'd rather keep Eze there. Maybe not the best performance last game.
Lee mad now. He said he never wants to see that
he's going to
formation ever again.
I think due to the fact that he played in Spain, I think due to the fact that Atletico are a better opposition, he's going to put Merino there. I think the sooner we get used to that now, the less disappointed we'll be.
I think maybe there's a call for putting Merino up top for this one. I think there's a call for it, you know what I mean?
Don't you think you've got to kind of let Gyökeres play into form?
I do, but I'm looking at this and thinking it's going to be tough 60, 70 minutes. Merino doing that and then letting Gyökeres off the leash from the bench, maybe. I'm not saying that I would do it myself, but I think there's a debate. I think that for me, Skelly comes in for this game, like, you know, Calafiori's outstanding the other day, but I think you've got to watch his workload and all that, like, you know. And I'm with you, Martinelli coming in, like, you know, in the left side. I think Ben White would be a definite if he was fit, but he seems to be not. I don't know what's the matter with Ben White at the moment. It's a bit of a worry, like, you know what I mean. But listen, he could come in there for Timber. I'm always a little bit worried about Timber, like, and his workload, you know what I mean. So, but you know, if he plays on Tuesday, then you're asking him to play Sunday, and I know there's 3 games in a week. So I wouldn't be against if Ben White is 100% fit, changing the fullbacks.
All right, so you put in Ben White, you put Lewis Skelly in.
Yeah.
And Marino up top.
Marino up top instead of Gyökeres.
No, I'd put Martinelli. I'm saying there's a discussion for that. I didn't say that I would do that.
You think he might do it?
But I
What
think
would you
he
do?
might do.
What changes?
No, I'd change Lewis Skelly and I'd change Martinelli on the left. I'd leave the rest of the team because I just think Timber at the moment is unbelievable. And Ben White doesn't look fully fit to me, like, and he's in and out of the squad at the moment. Midfield, I think Zubomendi and Rice. And I would give Eze another game in that 10. Yeah. I wouldn't react
100%.
too quickly. And
100%.
I think Champions League sometimes you get a bit more time and space at home as well. I think Eze might get a bit more freedom. I'd leave Gyökeres up front because I just think he needs a moment. Needs a moment, and this kind of game would be big for him. I also remember Simeone hammered the club when we bought Partey on the last day, didn't he? He said we should have activated the clause earlier. We signed him on deadline day, so I don't think he likes us either. So, yeah, that might
could be a spiky one. Am I right? He's banned, didn't he? Didn't he get a? Was that? He got a ban. What was it like? No, that might have been the first game against Liverpool.
It all kicked off.
Oh yeah, with the fans. Yeah.
So you know he's still the same as
He's got
that.
He got sent off against us, Simeone, when we played him at the Emirates in the Europa as well. He got sent off. I remember Juan Fran got sent off and they played Partey at right back. So they've definitely got that fire. I've got a question for you though. That number 10 role, Ødegaard's out. When Ødegaard was out last season and we were missing that 10, Ethan Nwaneri stepped in, probably played the best bit of football he ever had for us in that period. What are we looking at with Nwaneri at the moment? Because does he deserve to be sitting on the bench with Eze's recent performances?
Yeah, well, Eze, he had one quiet game.
Yeah, but it's Arsenal Football Club. The standards
one
are
quiet
here.
game. I mean, listen, Nwaneri, you know, a lot of people are saying, when's he going to get his chance? When's he going to get his moment? What I think it's a long season, and I think he will get some chances. But at the moment, as the youngest player especially, and you bought in Eze, you spent a lot of money on him. And you know, you spend that money for these type of games. Yeah. So for me, I'd be starting Eze there. But yeah, you're right. Nwaneri
is a good point because for me, Nwaneri replaced Ødegaard every time he come off injured in those first few games, and then and done really well.
Yeah.
And really then Eze sort of come into it. But you know, the trouble with these youngsters, and they are young still. But you spent 60, 70 million on a player, 65 million on that. It gives you the right. You know what I mean? Whether that's right or whether it's wrong, I don't know. Like, you know, you know, we were talking about that. You know, with he's come straight into the Liverpool side when he probably doesn't deserve it, but the transfer fee pushes you in, and I think that's the same with Eze at the moment. But I think people are starting to get a bit worried about Nwaneri. I'm not. I think, you know what I mean, his patience, he's only 18.